Now, Nio finished the day trading up over 3.8% and resulted in the shares of Nio to finish trading at $6.21. And Baba, or Alibaba on the other side, finished the day up over 7.8%, which resulted in the shares of Baba to finish the day trading at $74.02. Now, what happened to most of the Chinese stocks yesterday? Well, we read big news of saying that the Chinese policymakers, or China, is planning to rescue the Chinese stock market by around 2 trillion yen, or $278 billion, which is something that of course resulted in the shares of almost all Chinese stocks and the indices to finish the day yesterday surging, which is something that is pretty amazing, pretty good, because, ladies and gents, this is something that we've seen, of course, also policymakers from other countries also doing to, of course, boost or revive inject money into the stock market, which is something that is pretty good, pretty amazing. And this is something that is pretty amazing because, ladies and gents, we are going to see, of course, we don't know how much they are going to put on Nio, how much they'll be putting on Baba and all the other stocks, but we know that their intent or their intention is to boost, of course, the stock market, meaning that they are going to inject money into the stock market, and this is, of course, via the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, which is something that is pretty good, something that really excited investors. I mean, fund managers, the year to date, they've sold roughly around 1.6 billion of Chinese stocks, which is something that is not good. And to get to see this kind of news, it is at least a positive from the kind of news, or from the 1.6 billion sales that, of course, fund managers have done year to date. This is good news. And with Alibaba, it was also a very different story, because over and above those kind of news, we read that the co-founders, and that is Jack Ma and Joe Tsai, they've been buying their own company, or this very same Alibaba company, which is something that is pretty good, because apparently in recent months they have spent over 200 million buying this very own Alibaba, which is something that is pretty good, pretty amazing, because if the co-founders are buying this stock, this tells you that this is a stock, or one of the stocks that are really undervalued. I mean, or if you have to talk about all Chinese stocks, to me, this one, in terms of being undervalued, I think it is the most undervalued stock right now in China, which offers opportunities when you look into the upside, or it offers more surging opportunities, because, ladies and gents, Alibaba currently has a PE ratio of 10.25 with a forward PE ratio of around 8. PS ratio, we're talking about around 1.3, which just shows you that, ladies and gents, this stock is very undervalued, especially looking at the fact that it is it is a growth stock, which you are to compare, or suppose you are supposed to compare with Amazon, whose PE as it stands right now, it's sitting over 81 with a forward PE ratio of around 42. This shows you that when you compare on looking at the PE ratio of both the two companies, as most of their businesses are similar, it means that Alibaba, when you compare to Amazon, it is very undervalued looking at the PE ratio. PS ratio, Amazon, it's at 2.91, which again, comparing to Baba, the PS ratio for Baba is just too low, meaning that it is quite undervalued when we are comparing Amazon against Alibaba. Now with Nio, the PS ratio is just over 1.2, which when comparing to companies like Tesla, they have a PS ratio of over 6, which shows you that it is also undervalued when you look into the PS ratio, because with Nio, you know that they are not yet profitable, therefore PE ratio is not applicable as yet onto this Nio stock. So I'm very excited, or I was very excited to know the 278 billion that, of course, China plans to, of course, inject into the stock market to, of course, boost or revive their stocks, which is something that, of course, made me to be really excited. And with Alibaba, to know that both co-founders have bought over, or they've bought Alibaba stock worth over 200 million, made me to also be excited, because I'm a holder also of Alibaba, and it's one of the stocks that I really see, of course, doing really well in terms of the share price now into 2024, because this is the stock that has been punished a lot in previous years, and I think this is just a year for Alibaba. Yes, I know people have got things to say or bad things to say about Chinese stocks, but I think this is the year we will see at least some of the stocks recovering, which will bring excitement to those that hold or own those stocks. So otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought to just give you this quick update. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment and subscribe. And when you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell, so that at least to get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, I remain bullish on Chinese stocks still this year. I know share price wise, Nio has been hammered a lot, Alibaba has been hammered a lot, together with some or most of the Chinese stocks, but I believe that this is the year where we might see a good recovery or a slight recovery from these stocks, because they've not been following the rest of the pack, especially when you look into the US stock market. They have been beaten, while other stocks in the US similar to them or in the same segments to them hitting all-time highs, which is something that of course it would make sense that at some point in time we also see the Chinese stocks recovering, trying to catch up to the US stocks. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.